Welcome to Bass 365 Live tonight, guys. We have a special show. We have The Crew presented by Blazer Boats. First off tonight, we have Zach Burge. And we have Mr. Jason Lambert.
What's up?
Welcome to the show, Zach.
Glad to be here.
We got Jason Lambert coming in here next.
What's up, folks?
And we have Cody Meyer.
What's up, everybody?
We have Mr. Izzy Mills, U.S. Air Force veteran.
What's going on, guys?
And then we have a couple guys that are out right now dealing with some tornado stuff, hoping they'll make it on. But we'll have Jordan Waldrop and Rody Guy on here probably shortly. And then, you know, latest but not least here, we got T-Roy Broussard, formerly with the Dallas Cowboys.
God.
I mean, Swamp People. Welcome to the show there.
Hey, can we get a hashtag
Really?
number 27
Come on now.
Hey,
Broussard 27.
Hey, Lambert, is that Jerry Jones in the Yamaha shirt?
Nice shirt.
This typical Dallas Cowboys stuff. I can't even see him on the screen, you know. He didn't go tonight, neither day Sunday. So that's all saying.
Oh, Lambert's looks like you got a little bit of an internet issue there out in the boat garage.
Cody, isn't there some
Rick, man,
event you should
Arstall.
be in Southern California right now?
Yeah, it's like a
Pride Week or something?
it's like a Pride, dude.
Yeah.
Blazer Boat Pride Week.
That's what I thought.
That's every day.
Unreal.
Hey, what do you
T-Roy?
think would happen if T-Roy and I wrestled?
What?
T-Roll, so you're getting ready for the big Toyota series on Sam Rayburn tomorrow. It sounds like
Oh
the
my
weather pretty
God.
much sucks down there.
Man, today was unreal. We get like 3 or 4 inches of rain, east wind 25. It's cold. It's been getting progressively worse, and today's just pretty much a death blow. I mean, it's going to be tough. I don't know if they're going to cancel it or not. They should. It's going to be rough tomorrow, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, I've heard both ways that y'all are going to go, and then I've heard some people think that the wind's going to blow too hard. They're not going to let you go.
Well, I mean, you know, they made the right call at Texoma last year. 2 days they canceled in a row because of the wind. I mean, that place, there's not a whole lot of backwater. I mean, for me, where I'm going, it's going to be a challenge. I got about 30-something mile run straight up the river, northwest wind. So, I mean, but guess what? I'm in a Blazer. It can happen. If I don't break everything off, it'll be all right. But, you know, the muddy water is cold. I don't know. We're going to go fishing.
So I'm glad I'm not fishing co-angler and drawing you tomorrow.
Oh, I done warned him. I said, you better get you some shocks put on your butt.
Oh. Well, man, start the show off, T-Roy. I just kind of want to let everybody know you've made an amazing offer to Blazer Boats for this year, something that you've offered up that we're looking at doing. Basically, anyone that buys a Blazer, Bay, or Bass boat from January the 1st until June the 30th are going to go into a hat for a drawing. In the winter, one person is going to win a 1-day guided gator hunt with you down at your place in Southeast Texas. I got to do it last year. Me and Louis Zhang with Arc Rods came down and did it with you and had an absolute blast, man. And that's going to be something awesome that not something that you get to do often is go gator hunting. And man, we appreciate you stepping up and offering that to our customers.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, you guys saw the gator hunt. That's one thing. That's easy. Probably the best part of it is when you get there and go out, and it's kind of like fishing. You go out and scout, bait up. You know, I mean, it's the same thing as fishing. You got to catch them. And gators are like anything else. You know, they're only going to. There's sometimes when they're not going to feed, like cold fronts and stuff like that. But you know, I think we had a little bit of bad weather when you came, and we still got 10-footer and a 9-footer that morning. You know, but it's a good deal, and for somebody that's never done it before, it's definitely a trip of a lifetime. You know, I've been doing this since I was 13 years old, and you know, it's It's definitely I can tell you that people that's never done it before, when they leave there, they it's on their one of their best items they've ever done. I mean, we give a good time. I guess Zach could probably attest to this. Anytime you come down to my place, we're gonna have a good time.
Absolutely.
Just the number one thing is make sure there's no fireworks or cats around.
That's a fact.
What about golf balls?
And golf balls and golf clubs.
Ask Cliff Crochet's buddy about golf balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that's pretty brutal. I've been down there twice with you this year. Once just hanging out, once hunting. Had an absolute blast every time. You eat really good. We even got to go shoot a hog, man.
Absolutely,
big one.
Yeah.
So I think Ricky, he's wanting to jump on board on this trip so he can come down and film it. So
absolutely, we need to get the whole crew down there.
Yeah, one lucky customer is going to win a trip of a lifetime. So we appreciate you doing that. So,
look forward to it.
Man, look like we got some pretty good people here over in the chat here. David Garrett said Lambert got that mad face on. Old David.
I'm mad because y'all talking about my service, man. I'm mad.
It's Tennessee, man. We know. So, but well, this weekend, couple things. We got the Houston Boat Show going on. I will be in Houston with the new Blazer Bay GTS model. We have a new bay boat that will be shown in Houston for the first time ever. It's pretty bad to the bone ride. It's a big boat and it gets after it. And since I'm going to be there, Jason Lambert's going to fill in for me at the East Tennessee Fishing Show. So any fans that are in that East Tennessee area, my Disabled American Veterans boat is there at the show. And Jason Lambert will be there Friday afternoon and Saturday working that show. If you want to learn anything about a Blazer boat, that man right there, he's one that can definitely tell you everything about it. He spent a lot of hours in it in the last 4 years. So go by there, check that out. And well, Cody, I guess you got a tournament somewhere out in California this week, huh?
Yeah, so I'm coming to you live right now from a trailer. So it feels pretty good. Northern California, I'm back on Lake Shasta. So every year for probably the past, I'd say 10, 12 years, I come out to Northern California. Of course, I don't live in California anymore. I live up in Idaho. So this is like a mini vacation. I can see T-Roy raising his hand on something.
I have a question, moderator.
Yeah.
So he says it feels good in a trailer in California.
It does. Everything feels better coming to you live from a trailer in California. But I'm doing a pro-am this week, so it is awesome to be on Shasta. It's like 70 degrees here today. Should be a really good time, like 150 boats, good weather, feels good in the trailer, and honestly just excited. So it's time. Like I think we could all kind of speak for each other when it's like we're ready to fish again. Like, this has been long. I'm ready.
When I seen you in the camper trailer and you say you're in California, I was kind of thinking that maybe Carrie was tired of you being at home and she was ready for you to go fishing, so she just booted your butt out a little early.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. She's like, "Hey, I've seen you for 4 months. I really
get the hell out of here
live and be home and look at T-Roy, those big guns of his." So she said, "Get out of here and go to the trailer." So
I think all the wives are like that. Last night I was talking to Jason and he's making arrangements for you follow, and Ashley's like, "Yeah, you just go ahead without me." I think they're ready for all of us to get out of here.
Yeah.
So as much as we're ready to go fishing. But, well,
T-Roy, you're really just mad because you're not in the trailer with him. Come on,
you
man.
are, huh?
I'm in my own trailer.
They snuggle buddies.
Hey, how bad, T-Roy, do you want to be out in California right now? Tell me, like on a 1 to 10 level. 10 is you really want to be here.
Brother, I'm right where I want to be right now. When you get my age, as long as you're standing and you're in one spot and it's not raining on you, it's good.
Good.
You got to forget I deal with hurricanes every year, so this ain't nothing.
Hey, honestly, T-Roy, you are one bad dude, man. You're a tough gator hunter. I keep every time we talk, I think about the story you told me back in the day. We're at one of the FLW tour events, and Zach was there. You were telling me the story about you getting stuck in that Bass Open that you got second in. And I remember, or you didn't get stuck, but you had to go, what, like a mile back on this flat, and you landed in a gator hole. Tell us that story. That was so crazy.
Man, you know, I hate going back because I want to pound myself in the head for that deal because I should have won it. But you know, I practiced for like 7 or 8 days in a row all day. And I had some, I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to get into it. There was a guy showing everybody around places that I fished that knew where I fished. So I kind of went back to, I mean, it's like a kind of a Cinderella story. You go back to where you grew up, and I'm thinking about my dad and all these places. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. And I'm going to try to get there. So I made a long run, and I got to a place. I mean, I had to run through lily pads and all this crap. And I got there. When I shut down pad, I mean, the transom hit the bottom, and I floated over, and I had a push pole. So I knew the hardest part was going to get out of there. But I mean, I knew where the gator hole was, and it's kind of like a golf course. You got a tee box, you got a fairway, and then you got the green. Well, I wasn't worried about the tee box, but I wasn't worried about the green. I was worried about the fairway getting out of there. And I run in there, and it would take me about 40 minutes to idle out. And I was turning mud the whole time. I went through 3 props that whole 3 days. And yeah, it's, you know, I wish I could go back and do it again. I took better care of myself and took better care of my live wells and that. But yeah, that was definitely a story. I don't think there's anybody else that would have ever tried to do that or ever will do what I did on that deal.
And that's just like, it's Sabine River. It's like just a little hole where the gators lay in, right?
Man,
like
there's gators all over here, but through where I grew up, I knew where these places were. And once a big gator gets in there and they open up an area, there's always going to be another one that comes in. I mean, like gator season, we kill one, but there'll be another big one that comes right in. It's kind of like fish. I mean, same thing. You catch a 10-pounder in a place, there'll be a 10-pounder show up right where you caught that one. There's a reason why they're there. But when them big gators get in there, I mean, they're wallowing around in a certain area. It can be 6 inches, 8 inches, 15 inches deeper than everything else. And that's the difference between, you know, fishing in a foot of water or 2 foot of water. And it's like you're fishing river systems. It's a big drop from 8 foot to 12 foot. You have a sheer drop. It's the same thing with those gator holes. And in the summertime, when the vegetation's grown up everything around, you'll have a defined line of pads or grass, and those holes will be just bare bottom because they're in there wallowing it out. And those fish get in there too.
Hey guys, we're going to take questions and stuff later in the show, but we have one fan here that said, while I'm still here, so I feel like he's not going to be able to stay long. So I'm going to go ahead and do his. James has asked, while I'm still here, I'm about to jump back into tournament fishing pretty hard with my 10-year-old son, but I need some pointers on wintertime chatterbait fishing. Lambert, you throw that thing more than probably anybody I know on here. What kind of pointers you got?
Well, one of the main things I tell people about that bait is put it on a 6, like a 6.3, 6.4 to 1 reel. You don't want to throw it too fast. I mean, that's the thing, is it's gotta keep that little, you know, the wobble with it. So I mean, I fish it on 16-pound fluorocarbon. You know, that 7.4 MHG, the glass composite rod that Arc's got, is, you just don't lose them on that thing. A lot of people overfish that bait. They overfish it with too much rod. And it's kind of like fishing a swim bait or something. You know, they got to get it. You know, a lot of times with too stiff a rod, you'll set the hook and pull it away from them. But, you know, probably the main thing is just don't fish it too fast. Just don't overfish it. Let the bait do the work for you.
Yep. Well, Jamie, thanks for coming by and asking a question tonight. We can get back to harassing each other a little bit here. So,
not each other, just Troy.
Just Troy. Well, that's where we'll start. You know, that nice jersey that popped up on there came from Israel's wife. You know, she hooked Troy up with that.
Oh my God,
that was her idea. No, that may have been Chris's. Whose idea was that?
I don't know. I just received a picture of it. Bam, there it is. Broussard, number 27 for the Cowboys.
You know he's going to give that to his mom.
He's going to sign it first.
Anybody that follows me on social media knows that's a farce.
Oh, come on, Troy. Let the
You don't
dark
talk no junk
secrets
about
out.
You sure do talk about them a lot, Troy.
Hey, I'm just going by the moderation tips on this deal. I'm trying to keep it kindergarten.
Hey, we don't have the old beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, there's no beeper.
No time delay here.
Well,
I'm from Texas. We still say sir and ma'am, Cody Meyer. I don't know if you understand that.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly right. Keep it up.
Oh, so
Now, Birds, you
T-Roy
spent more
and-
time. You spent more time around T-Roy than anybody. You probably got some good stories you could tell us on him.
I got some great stories that
I got some too, though.
that you can't tell either.
I won't tell if you don't tell.
Well, whoever wins that gator hunt's going to learn a lot, aren't they?
Just watch out for Roman candles.
Yeah, there's some things you can't unsee either with Troy.
I will. You know.
Hey, do you name?
Izzy?
Would you name these gators like that gator's Tony Romo? That one's Michael Irvin, or what?
Pretty much they all gonna die. It don't matter.
Oh, T-Roy.
So Izzy, tell us about this new drop shot bait you've been catching all these fish on, man.
Oh, this is gonna be a secret. But I've been absolutely killing them. Actually,
Don't open the bag in the house.
No.
You better not open it inside.
Oh man, it's bad. God Almighty, it's on my hands. Nice. Troy's got a bait.
Troy, he's,
You know, I'm so wanting to say a certain name right now about that odor, but I'm
I
not.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
the name that was on the shipping label.
It's who I sent them to on the decal, I think.
Yeah.
but the decal's on my boat now, so.
Oh, awesome.
But Troy, he
Oh,
makes
Lord.
what is it, swamp swag baits?
Yeah.
These things are freaking awesome. Little,
He opened the bag. in the
God,
house.
these things stink. And I think it's half. Oh my Lord! But anyhow,
Combination between a seafood restaurant and a strip club.
exactly. That's the best one.
heavy on the strip club.
In between a dead carp and a dead stripper. But anyhow, it's kind of like a flatworm. But man, I'm telling you right now, fish are absolutely loving it. I don't know. I've caught more fish on this drop shot bait this past fall than I have on anything in a long time. And it might be just, Arkansas fish or whatever, but I'll tell you one thing right now, It is the ticket. I don't know if you can see it or not. T-Roy makes some unique colors.
Have you tried that new color I sent you?
Not yet. I've been
color
throwing nothing but A-rigs.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, it must work. He Carson Hamilton had a tournament and Israel gave him the spot where he's been catching all these fish. And Carson called me and was like, "Man, I can't catch any of these fish out here." I said, "Well, you throwing a drop shot?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, Israel gave you the spot, but he didn't give you the worm." So, that worm is the stuff.
And I don't know if it's the smell, but it's got a unique smell to it. I mean,
I think the smell just knocks them out and they just roll into the hook.
I think
Yeah,
that's
it's-
possibly what it is.
That new color he's
I
got,
poured
that
that same oil
Amway.
on that chicken I used during gator season, so I'm saying it's universal.
Yeah, literally.
they will know you. If anybody knows the smell, they will know you've been using it because it sticks with you. My whole house smelled like it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dead hookers and carp.
Carson just commented. He said the spot was loaded, but they wouldn't touch anything I had. So there's a testimony right there, man. Swamp swag baits. T-Roy makes them all himself. They're bad to the bone, man.
And he also has a lizard that I used in the grass that is absolutely it's awesome. And again, it may be something about the smell he's got. And
Was that speed worm?
it outfishes most other. What is that?
Yeah, he kind of got us a speed
What
worm.
is that? Uh-oh.
Just a little a little preview of what I got here on the table. This one right here will be a player this week. Deep.
I need some of them for LOZ.
Too slick to hold on to.
Oh, hey, that's like the old you get knocked out in football and they rub it under your nose.
Yeah,
Smelling salts.
Yeah.
This is no lie. The mail lady brought it to the door, set it at the door, and was like, "I don't know what's in it." Set it down. She says, "But it's leaking." I bet you her car smelled great.
Do not leave a bag of them open in the back of your truck in the summertime.
Yeah.
When you open the back hatch of the truck and you are going to vomit.
So, like, I come in, I'll go out in the shop. I go out in my shop at 4 or 5 in the morning. I'll stay out there all day. When I come in, my wife stops me and says, you ain't coming in the house. I mean, that shit gets in your stuff gets in your clothes, and you got to put everything in the washing machine before you go get in the shower. It's pretty bad.
Hey, I don't think it's the smell that she's telling you to go back out for, dude.
Well, I mean, might be.
Is that a scent that you've made up, or
yes,
you made it?
Yeah.
It's unique.
It's a combination of shad, crawfish, earthworm. I kind of mixed all that stuff together. You know, you start thinking there's different times a year that they're eating different baits. I mixed it all together, thinking, well, it'll work all the time. Well, for some reason, they love it. You know what I mean? Whether it's winter, I mean, I don't know how to say it other than when you have a bite, they don't let go of it. They won't spit it out. You know, a lot of times you have something, they'll bite it and spit it out. When you set the hook on this thing, 90% of the time, they've either got it in their mouth or down their stomach. I mean, they eat it. You don't want to wait and let them play around.
No, they
You
actually
need to put that stuff in a spray.
I was catching 100. I was catching over 100 spots a day with it, and they're durable, by the way.
It's so oily, it's too thick. You don't know if you can make a spray out of it.
Yeah, I actually kind of started cut. I mean, I would make it. I guess you could say it was pure oil, and so I added like a worm oil lubricant to it to kind of cut down the smell, because of what you said, the post office, I would go to UPS or go to the post office to send an order out, and they were like wanting to know what it was because everybody was freaking out, getting sick. I'm like, it's fishing lures. Well, fishing lures don't smell. I said, well, these do. And so finally I started double bagging them, and I had to cut down the scent, which a fish, like a dog, like a Labrador, they can smell 1,000 times better than a human. And the fish is the same way. They can smell what they don't get with their lateral line. When they get it in their mouth, they can smell it, taste it, or whatever. But I cut it back, and it doesn't seem to work no bad, other than it doesn't make the post office mad anymore. So it's a work in progress.
It's definitely a good bait. Swamp swag.
Birds, you killed any birds this week?
Oh, just a few. Trying to wrap it up. Kind of getting tired of hunting.
I would be too if I done kill 47,000 greenheads.
I'm still mad at them, so I'll kill it.
I hear you.
Well, you getting your boat wrapped yet, or?
I did. I just brought it back home today.
Brought it home. Awesome. Got a little more planning to do with the setup, getting close. So hopefully we'll get yours dialed in pretty soon. And I'm looking forward to getting mine back home from all these boat shows, so I can go play with it.
You can come get mine anytime.
No. Well, Cody hadn't even seen his yet.
It's pretty, Cody.
Nope. Well, the plan for me is I'm doing this Pro-Am. Actually, I'm going to have my boat up at Sea Clear Power in the next couple days, and get that thing rigged up, Garmin, get it all set up, and then after this Pro-Am, I'm going to head out there and finish up getting it wrapped and go to Florida and just kind of start fishing again in Florida, start getting used to the season again. Maybe on the way out, even stop by T-Roy's, see these the floods. I don't know. See the baits. Who knows? Should be good though. But yeah, I haven't even seen my boat, and it's almost February, which is crazy. But been fishing a lot this month so far, so just excited to get going.
When you come to Sea Clear, come by the house, Cody.
I will for sure. I can't wait to see Zach's wrap too, man. I know you got a pretty boat, dude. I love the colors of your boat.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those. I really didn't want to wrap it because I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But after the wrap was done, I think it turned out really good. So it's really
Nice.
bright. So the only downfall is you suckers can see me from a mile away.
Really?
Look for the construction
I
zone.
can't believe. Yeah, the T-Roy. So Rayburn, when it blows the wind, it's bad, huh? Like that's a nasty place.
That place is
Linda
awful.
Lovelace ain't got nothing on Sam Rayburn.
Which place?
Linda Lovelace ain't got nothing on Sam Rayburn.
What about John Holmes?
Well, you would have to comment on that.
Oh gosh, Sam Rayburn.
I'll tell you what. Today I had to go to Center from Zavala, and I crossed 147. And on the way back, I've never seen. When you're up above the river out there on 147, you can tell when it's rough. But I've never seen that kind of swells with white caps on top of swells. And all of the stuff behind Bird Island, from Indian Creek back was chocolate milk, and there were rollers coming in against the bridge. I don't think I've ever been on the lake at any time or come across the lake and seen it that bad. And I live here. Of course, you're down there at Humphrey Pavilion is right there between, I'd say, Five Fingers and Ash Bayou where it comes in. That's the worst part of the lake. That's the roughest part of the lake. But I can only imagine tomorrow what it's going to be right there at takeoff with the northwest wind blowing. It's going to be bad. I would look for them to cancel tomorrow. They canceled at Texoma, and they made the right call 2 days in a row last year. I would suspect that probably tomorrow they probably cancel tomorrow. If they do, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine too. Everybody's got to deal with it. But Rayburn is tough right now, and it's really rough. Really rough.
Man, well, be safe.
That place is huge. I mean,
this for sure.
You remember Cody 14 down there? They let us go on day 2, and once we rounded the corner from Humphreys and went underneath that bridge, it was gnarly. Like
that was one of those things. You pull up in the morning. I remember at Champlain the same thing. You pull up and you're like, all right, here we go. There's no way they're going to let us go. Like we talked about on the last podcast with Winnebago. And then back in the day, Bill Taylor would go, boat number 1, go. And you're like, oh my gosh, we're actually going in this. Like,
well, Cody, boat number 1, we're going to go ahead and fish this thing.
Good old Bill.
Yeah. And then you get out there and you're like, well, you just got to man up and deal with it. But some of those places, I remember that, Jason, in 14, that was bad, really bad.
It's bad. That place, if you get any kind of north wind at all on that place, it's ugly. But
Northwest 10 to 20.
T-Roy, you can handle it. You're the man.
Yeah, Northwest 10 to, we're supposed to have, and they say 10 to 20. You better add 10 onto that over here.
Yeah.
And I would say tomorrow, I mean, I will say this. They usually make very good judgment calls. Like I said, Texoma last year, they made it was sucked, but they canceled 2 days in a row. But they made the right call. They did. And it is what it is. And people got to understand, you got to use your own brain, your own judgment on this stuff. Just because they let you go doesn't mean you got to do what you think you need to do. You need to slow down and think about your life, because this whole body of water right here gets pretty bad. I've seen it really bad over here. And the potential is really bad for tomorrow. So hopefully, even if they do go, people will be smart about it and try not to get where I'm going.
Cody, I didn't know if that was your hand or your ear for a second.
No, that was someone was calling me, and I was trying to hit ignore. So I was grabbing.
Camera went black, and I thought, man, what's Cody doing?
Hey, here comes the ear.
Yeah.
Hey, he is in California. Just saying.
Yeah, T-Roy done got him. T-Roy done got him excited.
Gosh, T-Roy, you're talking about swamp people and gators and.
Let's talk about the Blazer boats right now, since we're talking about rough water. Let's get on the real fact.
Mhm.
That's right.
There's
That's
Rhodey.
right.
Oh, there's
looks
Rhodey.
like we got
Just got out of
Rhodey
a
coming
tornado.
in.
Dorothy, are you
Rhodey
back?
guy made it through the tornado.
Dorothy, you're back from Kansas.
You must not can
Can you
hear.
hear us?
I'm digging the shirt.
He's shy.
He's shy.
Hello.
He's that guy.
Hey, but you know what though? You're right, T-Roy. Those Blazers, dude. I'll tell you what. I got a story last week. I was fishing a pro-am at Shasta, taking off, and you know there was boats are going everywhere, and there's a crossway coming across, and the guy I was with never been in a Blazer, and all of a sudden he goes, "Oh my gosh!" You know, he braces like we're gonna smoke this wave, and then you just right over the top, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, does this thing ride good?" So
Yeah.
that's
our
the boat
boat's
I
the
want to
best.
be in.
Our boat's the best boat in the business for crossway. I mean, take off when you're
Yeah.
crossing behind somebody to pass them. It crosses better than any boat I've ever been in a crossway.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Zach and I have talked about it. Like Rough Water, he, you know, of course, he came out of that other brand that we won't talk about. But he's seen us on that big water and what that boat can do in that crossway. We were crossing Lake Eustis down at the Harris Chain, and it was blowing across that thing. And that our boat will handle it. It's fun to drive.
Absolutely.
It's you know, I can tell you, Jason, what you're saying. Deep water, it's an amazing boat. It takes rough water, but there's a side of it that a lot of people don't, you know, experience like I do. You know, it's kind of like I always said, if my power poles don't touch, it's too deep. But I fish a lot of shallow stuff, and I've never had a boat that will jump up in 1.5 foot of water and run like this boat. And you can load everything in the back of this boat to make it run better speed-wise, and it doesn't matter. The boat, just like a rocket ship, it just jumps up in its own pad in less than 2 or 3 seconds. I've never experienced anything like that. I've had Rangers, I've had Phoenix, I've had all of them. This boat right here is definitely, it will get up and go in shallow water, and it'll run shallow water. And you can ask Zach on that. Zach was in a different boat.
Look, I'm going to try to show y'all this video.
Yeah, here's the proof right here.
I was looking for the same one.
That was at Toho.
Daggone.
Hold on, watch
I mean,
this.
that's swamp swag right there, baby. And what I was doing, I was cutting a trail to get in and out of this place with that boat right there, and we did it. I mean, me and Zach worked as kind of a team on that deal, but you know, it's amazing. I mean, Zach, how much water was right there that I was running through?
Oh, you ran through a bog. There was
there was a spot that was like 6 inches deep, and it run right over it, no problem. I've never seen anything like this. And the longer I've been in this boat, I've been in this boat for a little over a year, and I've learned so much driving it and getting more and more confident with it that there's so much stuff more that I can do with it. And right now, this time of year, you really don't have to get in them backwaters right now. The fish aren't back there. But even still, when you're running the lake, there's some places in the lake right now with the water being low that you only got a couple of feet going across these flats that most people won't even try. And I mean, I'm blazing through it. I mean, I'm running with just the prop on the water, the pads up, and it's running in maybe 6-8 inches of water that's the props in. And it's amazing. It's definitely, if you've never rode one, like I've put there before, if anybody that's watching lives in my area, don't go buy a boat till you let me take you ride in this one and let you experience it, because you will never understand what this boat will do unless you've been in it and seen it with your own eyes. And that's a fact.
I fished down at Okeechobee back in, I think it was 19. Water level was like 12.23, which is extremely low down there. We were like a foot from them shutting the locks down where you couldn't lock out into the canals. And so that meant everything was super shallow for a long distance. And with that Bob's jack plate on there, I could get up in like 1.5, 1.6. I mean, you hit the hot foot and the down on the jack plate and it kind of meet in the middle and you burp it. But that was the difference of some people. A travel partner of mine's running a different brand, and he would have to idle another 100, 150 yards before he could get up. And on tournament day, having to idle 100, 150 yards everywhere you sit down to fish, and you're going to waste a lot of time.
Hey, you know what that reminds me of, Jason? Remember at Harney's Pond there? Me and you.
Oh yeah.
I had to idle all, and Zach, you were there too. Remember the first day? When we left, I had to idle all the way out to the canal. And here Jason goes, gone.
The water was low too. It was real low.
But I needed about 3 feet of water back then to get on pad. And Jason, that was his first day or first year in a Blazer, and it was like what Chris is saying, 1.5 foot maybe.
Yeah,
even I had a camera guy that day, and I could still get up in like 1.8 with a camera guy and an official.
Crazy.
I don't think I've ever had anybody or a boat that every time a co-angler got out of it during the tournament complimented the boat.
Yeah.
Every co-angler I've ever had has. They love it, and I think it sold a few boats. Just them riding in it. So y'all need to, if y'all are out there, y'all definitely need to get a ride with one of us.
Well,
it's
tomorrow
no different.
will be the test for my co-angler. I've already warned him.
It's no different than the MLF deal, Cody. I mean, I've dealt with it. I know you have too. All those officials wanted to draw us because they know they were going to have a good ride and stay dry.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, so what was it? Sunday, I had a partner first time riding with me. He's been riding in a Phoenix, whatever, and we got out there. And Troy, what was it? 20 mile-an-hour wind Sunday on Rayburn.
Oh yeah, it was getting it. When I saw you in mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough.
And we cut across the beach, got out there, and we finally come to a stop. And he looked over at me and he was like, "Holy crap!" I was like, "What?" He was like, "That's one of the smoothest rides." I mean, he was blown away by it. So it says a lot.
Rody, that evening after I saw you, that wind was really blowing that evening really hard, and I had to come from Five Fingers all the way back to Castle Boykins again, and it was blowing 20, 25. It was bad. I knocked my graphs off the front and everything. It wasn't a boat; it was me. My back was hurting. The boat was taking it fine. That was a bad day. It really was bad.
Yeah, I know. He said he was going to call Jordan and start trying to look to. That's all it took. So.
Yeah, no doubt.
Speaking of Jordan, did he lose his hall pass?
That's what it looks like.
Pretty sure Jordan's in timeout.
Yeah.
He's an electrician. He hooked the generator up to the house, got on, and next thing I know, he says, "I have electrical problems." I mean, dude, come on, electrician with electrical problems?
Well, that's no longer an issue because everything's been restored. The power's back at my house right now.
Yeah.
He's probably got Nashville problems.
Yeah. Hey, Chris.
Probably why I ain't on here.
I'd like to say that we haven't mentioned this, but Izzy here, for everybody that's watching, Izzy's a veteran. And
yes,
he served this country and gave all of us the ability to sit here and talk crap freely because of people like Izzy. Thank you, Izzy.
Thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Did it?
But hey, but don't cut Izzy no slack. He'll talk just as much crap as anybody else on this call.
That's fine. He don't like the Cowboys. That's why I don't know why he sent me that shirt.
He don't even like football, man.
There you go.
Oh.
Cowboys ain't even football. That's like playing hacky.
That's soccer. That's
Who's
soccer.
your team? Who's your team, T-Roy?
Kansas City, baby.
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Go Bengals. Go Burrow.
Go anybody but Dallas.
Hey, that's how I feel about the Niners. Anybody but the Niners.
I was pulling for them the other day.
That's the one time I was pulling for Dallas hard. I'm like,
Yeah.
The Niners.
Are we going to see a 49ers?
74 years old, and she's the biggest Dallas Cowboys fan in the world. And we have a standing deal for the last, I don't know how many years, $100 a game. And even though this year I've lost, I'm still way ahead. It bought my boat. It's paid for a lot of stuff betting against my mom. Sounds bad, but appreciation. For her birthday, I'm taking her to Las Vegas next week for 3 days for my mom.
That's awesome.
And ever since my dad passed away, my mom's kind of set back, and she's my number one fan. She always has been. And it tickled me it tickles me every week to watch her talk about them Cowboys, and I finally get to do something for her. And I've got her first. She never flew first class. I got her first class tickets, and we're heading to old part of Vegas to Peggy. She's on the Golden Nugget, and we're gonna have a good time. And you know, everybody out there watching, you gotta enjoy those moments with your family while you can. I know sometimes some people, they get a little irritated when their parents get older. Chris, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. When you lose one of your close family members, it's tough. And so my advice is enjoy all the good times. Make as much memories as you can with your parents, no matter how old you are, because someday they're not going to be there. So you better enjoy it.
Well, T-Roy, just do one thing. You're going out there with your mom. Spend some time with your mom. Stay out of the damn strip clubs.
I'm going to take her in there with me.
Hey, he's got to go down there and prototype some of his new scent. Okay.
True. Or he's going down there he's got this new scent he's been working on. It's called AMI, and he's
AMI, yeah.
AMI, and I guess
he's been pissing on all my boxes he sends me.
Well,
AMI.
This could be, you could write this off as a business expense because you're going to sample new smells, and AMI would be a good one to check out there.
You know what? With my wife, I don't have to worry about all that. I got the hottest looking wife in the world. To me, she's number one. If she's watching right now, I hope she is.
Funny, you should watch your wife, and she just popped in the room. She's watching.
Yep, you do what now?
She's commenting in the chat section.
Your wife's watching you. She just popped in the room and got that old that old thinking finger up there. Right over in the emojis. Got a little
my wife
thinking finger
watching her lately, and I'm worried about her. She's doing good, so all good.
Now she's laughing. She's going to straighten you out.
Who did?
Uh-oh.
Now.
T-Roy,
Mama's
over in the
watching.
comment section. If your screen's on full screen, you can't see it, but I can see it.
T-Roy's face just went from
good job,
like
Danny.
Like that Key and Peele skit where he goes, I can't say it, but it's funny.
Yeah, well, I can't say it either, Cody, but I mean, for me, for you, it's like what was that?
He's talking smack.
Huh?
He's talking smack.
I was about to say, Cody, we're talking about. Oh my God! I see my wife now about that garage sale.
Garage sale.
I'm only an hour and 30 minutes from the house, and I'm locked and loaded. All I can say, Cody's, I'm not from California.
Hey, I know. You're lucky. T-Roy, we all love you. You know that.
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
Well, guys, we're going to
listen. I want you and Izzy when we get in a fight somewhere, okay? To protect all of us.
Well, I'll take everybody else in there too now.
I know, but we're gonna be the ones behind you as you guys do the work, man.
I'm kind of old. I'm getting pretty old. I ain't like I once was. I'm like Toby Keith. I only got one shot.
Well,
guys, I'm gonna start taking some questions from people. First one I'm gonna take is from Vince Dart. It's pretty quick one here. Ricky will pop it up there on the screen for us. Vince Dart asked, any way to minimize bow lift on the hole shot on a 595? There's a couple things there. One is propping. Number two, if you don't have them yet, I will get some Monster Marine lithium batteries and put in the back of that thing. Get a little weight out of the back of it. It'll make the hole shot amazing. Another thing, I recommend a Bravo prop, man, a 4-blade Bravo. Really carries the boat well on the top side, but it helps get it out of the hole quick as well. So you get kind of the best of both worlds. That would be my recommendations. Any of you guys have any other recommendations? Shoot them out there.
Adjust your weight in your boat, your gear a little bit. You know, to help with that. You know, some of your heavier stuff up front or
hydraulic jack plate. You can jack the motor up a little bit, and it'll take off a whole lot quicker. Monster Marine Battery, what's up, fellas? Good to see you guys. Monster
What's
Marine will be in Knoxville for the East Tennessee Fishing Show. Dakota Hill has a 595 Vince. He said the Monster Marine batteries, when he switched to that, it helped him a lot.
Absolutely.
So getting that weight out of there make a big difference.
Just put mine in today.
Yeah, Lambert just got his in today.
Yeah. Hey, I was going to tell a lot of people don't understand about taking off with your jack plate versus your trim. I've had the most awesome luck jumping up really quick with the bow down. You run your jack plate all the way up, put your trim all the way down, and gun it. And as you're taking off, come up on your jack plate, and then you can start playing with your trim. But whenever you have the jack plate all the way up and the trim all the way down, your bow's going to stay down flat no matter what. You're not going to punch up. You can put all the weight in the back of your boat, and the bow still ain't going to come up. That's with a Blazer for sure. But that jack plate has a lot to do with you taking off. You got more out of the whole power with your jack plate all the way up. And shallow water or just getting up in deep water, it's the same thing. And once you get that thing up, you can play with it to where you get your optimum performance out of it.
Good tip, dude.
Another one here's more of a comment. Zach Burge, will you please be easy on my future boat? Dakota Hill wants to buy your boat when you're done. He's got a black and orange 595. He wants to upgrade. He's in love with yours.
I'll be as easy as I can. You guys know me, know I treat my boats really well.
Yeah. That dude shows up with everything clean, looks like a freaking penny.
I don't understand it.
I don't know how. We stayed together up in Minnesota. He showed up and looked like his boat had never been in the water.
It's like he gets up in the middle of the night with some McGuire's wax and goes over everything.
Maybe I do. Look good, you fish good.
Les Forrest says we need more.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rhodey down there.
In
Rhodey's right behind Zach. There, if you put a fingerprint on Rhodey's, he sees it.
No doubt. No doubt.
Hey, Richmond, Virginia.
Yep. Les, I know you run into Ricky. Yeah. We're working on a deal over there with your dealer, Les. You run into Ricky the other day. I know he told me he met you. I told him to watch out for you. But we're working on that. That should happen here very quickly, I would feel. And then you can get rid of that other non-name brand boat that you have, and we can get you in a Blazer.
And Les, we'll just go ahead and apologize in advance. We'll apologize in advance for Ricky. Don't hold Ricky against us.
Ricky's gonna mute you.
Yeah.
Ricky,
anybody got any questions out there? You guys have. We got Aggieland 79. Thank you for your service, Izzy.
You're welcome.
Yes,
absolutely.
We'll do it again if I needed to.
Will there be any 650s at the Houston Boat Show? There won't be at the Houston show. Everything there will be bay boats. We do have a 625 over at County Home and Outdoors in Nederland. He does have access. He's got a couple people there, and I've got a guy up at Conroe. Shoot me a PM, or heck, just give me a call, 501-655-6197, 501-655-6197. I can get you in one. I mean, we have several of them in the area. T-Roy can take you for a ride in a 625. We can get a 650 from one of our local guys there and let you check one out. There will be some boats at the Beaumont Boat Show coming up here. I think it's in March. So if you don't get to see one before then, go by and see them. David Garrett, what's everyone's next tournament? Well, mine and Izzy's next tournaments will be Toyota Series on Grand Lake coming up in March. Of course, Big T-Roy starts tomorrow.
Yeah, we start tomorrow.
I have one that starts Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Lake Shasta, Northern California.
California tournaments don't count.
No,
Yeah, true. I know.
Doesn't matter about that stuff.
No. Zach, you're coming up what in Florida?
Yeah, we're February, I think 13th at Toho for Bass Pro Tour.
Lambert, you're what you follow?
Lake Eufaula, I think March the 2nd, maybe is official competition. I think that's correct. Yeah. What the hell's David Garrett doing?
My guess he's probably sitting around the house sipping on a bourbon, bored, wanting to know what the hell we're doing.
He misses us so bad.
Let's see. Yeah, he does. He should have stayed where he was at. Figured we'd get a comment out of that, but we didn't. Let's see. Sean Braun.
Well, if we ain't get no question, we need to talk about something.
We're talking about that booger
Yeah, I'm
hanging out
looking
your
to see what
nose
we got over here. Golly, Troy.
Troy.
Everybody want to pick on me.
Oh, David Garrett. He said, no, he's not sipping on bourbon. He's sipping on the J Lamb special jar.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He'll be
That's
in
some
trouble.
shine.
Yeah, that's some
Go
Tennessee
easy on
clear.
that, David.
Hey, this is T-Roy's type of rod right here. See this?
Oh, hold on.
Fairy one?
The
Is
old
that a
spinning
Princess
rod?
rod?
The old spinning pole right here.
That's a princess
Oh!
stick, ain't it?
Yeah.
Gosh, T-Roy, I'm disappointed. I didn't know you owned one.
Oh, big stick.
That's why it's
He's pulling
inside
out
the
big
can.
rod.
I got him one.
Hey, you ever watch Raiders of the, or what was that show? He goes,
All right.
he says, no, what was that show? I can't remember. He says anyway. He's like,
Debbie does Dallas.
I said I didn't like him. I didn't say I know how to use them.
All right. We got Izzy, I'll let you take this one. David asked, how's the 650 in rough water compared to 625? I think you and I are the only one that's had both of them.
Oh, well, the 625 does great in rough water anyhow. But the 650 kind of, it's just 21-foot boat. It's a little bit longer. It stretches across rollers pretty good. Honestly, I like them both in rough water, but the 650 does seem to smooth things out just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Um,
It's pretty typical across the industry. A 21 has just a little bit better ride than a 20.
It's just a bigger footprint.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
bigger footprint. Next one, Carson Hamilton. This is for you, T-Roy. He has qualified for the college national championship. Blazer Pro Staff guy out of Arkansas. He's heading down to the Kissimmee Chain, Toho. I don't know if you got any special baits for Florida.
I don't know, Zach, what do you think? Think I got something for him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure I do.
I may have some of those around here somewhere in one of these boxes here.
Yeah,
Pretty
that
sure I went through a whole-
I got one
whole
called
bulk bag of
Rougarou.
them.
It's a black blue, kind of a black and blue magic. That's
Yep.
it's the deal.
Yeah, we'll have
be
to.
prepared for the
Yeah,
smell.
you got to give Carson my info. He can give me a holler. I can hook him up.
Yeah, we'll do that. There you go, Izzy.
She always that's her go-to bait. And when I actually catch fish on it, she's like, see, told you. But it's
Is she-
it's a
Did
special.
she like that color called Amay?
Yeah,
Amay.
yeah.
Amay.
He likes Amay.
She laughs at it every time she sees it.
Amay.
Old bubblegum pink topwater plug.
All right, we got Andrew Wade Fishing. What's the go-to bait for this time of year? Cold front, cold water. Dynamite. That's mine.
Buzz
You know,
bait.
just take the dead fish penalty. So, anybody want to answer this one?
Oh,
Hey, Rig,
I'll
Silver
start,
Buddy.
Yeah. Something slow like a jig or something. I mean, Izzy just said like a
Yeah.
silver buddy, but drop shot, something slow and low.
Black and blue jig.
Low and low.
Cody
Yeah,
should
what's
have
up?
I'll find out
cold
tomorrow.
water.
Just wait till it warms up and go fishing.
Yeah.
David Garrett, my cousin's son, qualified for the college national championship tournament with LSU. Well, I'm glad it's your cousin's son because I don't think yours could have caught anything, man. You don't even use them free rods you got.
Wow.
David Garrett.
Wow.
Got to give
And
him hell.
He's a typical LSU fan too, so there you go.
Yeah, typical.
Are they worse than Cowboys fans?
They're about the same. I think they are
Pretty
the same.
close.
Is Cajun
No.
Baby on this deal?
Cowboy
David said he
fans,
knows you.
Cowboy fans and Alabama fans are more similar. LSU, I'll step them up just a little bit, but Alabama and the Cowboys, if either one of them were playing the Taliban, I'd pull for the Taliban.
Oh hell, Cowboy fans, they won the Super Bowl every year for the last 295 years.
Yeah.
They're going to
I
win the
just had
next
a-
300 years.
I just had a flashback memory. I wish we had Cliff on here tonight. Remember when we were filming all that stuff at the plant, Cody, and you walked by and hollered "Roll Tide" at Cliff?
Yes.
Completely
He doesn't
start
like
over.
that. Hey,
Let's
we
see.
play. I play in a bunch of fantasy football, right? And so we have one MLF league. James Elam started it. So Cajun Baby only drafts LSU or Saints players, literally. So if
So he
like
loses.
my plan, yeah, my plan this year, and I told everyone, hey, if you can draft anyone from LSU ahead of him, like Justin Jefferson or whatever, please do it. And he gets furious.
Sonny Hurst, y'all just upset because LSU owns Florida lately. Sonny, we don't care nothing about Florida. We all spread out everywhere else. We're not Florida fans either.
Does Florida still have a football team?
I don't know. I didn't see him on the schedule this year.
Yeah.
Andrew Wade, tips to tackling new bodies of water. Zach Burge, see what you got there.
Every time I go to a new body of water, and I think I said this the other day in a podcast too, I don't really do a whole lot of fishing. I do more riding and looking. I try to visually see everything, at least as much as I can that's in the tournament waters that you can actually travel to and fish. Once I see everything, then I kind of pick things apart and try to get a vibe for what the fish are doing. And that way, when the tournament starts, if conditions change or, just you're throwing a variable, then you know what you can go to next and make a move without having to just ride and look for something else on the fly. So if you see everything, to me, then you have an idea of what you can go to next without having to, kill a lot of dead time.
And YouTube.
Well, looks like my 11-year-olds found the podcast. Hi, Jackson. How you both? One more there. What's everyone's favorite lure? Man, that's a tough one. I like a chatterbait a whole lot, but my favorite would probably be a swim jig.
I think mine's got to be that pink bubblegum topwater worm now.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
It catches
I'm
fish.
going to go with a fluke.
T-Roll's a fluke.
I got to say Yamamoto Senko, man.
Yep. Easy.
Right now, it's probably about anything you put on a drop shot.
Swamp swag for T-Roy.
Yeah, right now.
Lambert's
Right now,
gonna
it
be
is.
a crank.
It definitely is.
That would be swamp stick, Cody Meyer.
Well, as Cody would say, I'm pretty fond of them plugs.
Crank plug.
Cranking plug.
Cranking plug, yeah. I'm pretty fond of that cranking plug.
You wind the crank plug around.
Now, you like that Jerky J too, though, huh?
I'll throw a scrounger just a little bit every once in a while.
What about you,
Hey,
Burge?
I'm the shallow plug.
Oh, shallow plug.
Shallow
No
plug.
square lip one.
Yep.
Or mud plug.
That's it. Mud plug.
Butt plug. What?
Justin Hake, y'all about a motley looking
Used to
crew.
be my nickname. in high
Well,
school.
Yeah, Motley Crew. Love it.
Justin, man, we're still waiting for you to come back over to the dark side, man. You done bailed out on us.
Rody, you going to talk?
He's working,
here.
man. He's still working.
I really am. I'm getting Texas as we talk. So.
Tornadoes in Southeast Texas, and your
What people
supervisor.
don't know, Rhodey there used to play pro baseball.
So
Yeah.
Tell us about that a little bit.
Well, 17 years old, playing high school ball, went straight to Arizona Diamondbacks. And then not too long after that, I blew my arm out, Tommy John surgery, tried to get back on it, get going again, and then rotator cuff surgery. So at that point, I decided it's time to get out in the real world and try to get me a job and work and provide for a family. So gave it up.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that rotator cuff surgery. I got one that's had a little tear in it for a long time, and every time they talk about it, I think I'm not going to get to go fishing. So I just get a shot in it and move on for a while. So
yeah, it wasn't fun. I've had 2 of them.
Well, man, guess we're going to wrap it up here tonight, guys. I want to thank everybody that stopped in tonight to see this. We're going to try to do this once a month. We nailed down the day. We're going to look at, try to do like a second Tuesday of the month or something like that. Maybe we can get Jordan on here and, be able to pick on him a little bit, electrician that can't fix electricity. And
he'll be able to join when he gets back from Nashville.
Old Nashville.
T-Roy, you look so mad right now. Man. You all right?
You guys are looking for a ride in a boat.
What'd you say, T-Roy?
Just Cody's jibber jabber.
If anybody's looking for a ride in the boat, reach out to any of us. We'll find you a ride in a Blazer boat. Stop in, see Blazer Boats and Jason Lambert at the East Tennessee Fishing Show. Swing by and see the guys at Monster Marine Lithium. Check out, they got a new charger they're releasing out there that's bad to the bone. I'll be at the Houston Boat Show Wednesday through Sunday. We got 9 different bay boat models, and come out and hang out and check out that new 25, whatever it may be, the new GTS. So it's gonna be an awesome boat. Come check it out.
Yep. Hey, for anybody who lives in the Southeast Texas area, County Home Outdoors, Jordan Waldrop down there, Blazer dealer. They got bay boats, bass boats. If you're in the market, get a hold of him, get a hold of me. Be glad to take you out for a test ride on the bay boat or the bass boat side. There's an awesome boat. If the boat sells itself, you don't have to listen to somebody tell you that that's the best boat there is. Let it ride in it and see for yourself. Let the brand sell itself. That's what I tell everybody. Once they ride in this boat, there's no comparison.
All right, guys. I appreciate you
I
coming
concur.
in tonight.
Same thing in West Tennessee. I mean, anybody needs a ride over here. I mean, I know Chris and Izzy there in Arkansas. I mean, we all got social media. Find us. We'll get you in a boat if you want in a boat. Just take a ride, no problem. Even in Northern California with Cody Meyer.
Cody, I-E. C-O-D-I-E.
You may not want to ride with Rhodey. He's got a rocket ship.
Yeah, that thing's fast.
Come on.
So, all right, guys. Y'all have a good night. We thank everyone.
I'll tell you.